Is happy to be here with you. First of all, if you're in Canada, drop a Canadian flag, guys. I want to see how many Canadians we have on here with us right now. Light up the chat. So, as you know, guys, we do not have the new Life Plus in Canada yet. It will be coming as per Health Canada registration, so likely 2027. In the meantime, we have our own incredible Life Plus formula, which was launched about 4 months prior to Modere closing in Canada. So if you were in Modere at the time, we did a launch there, but it was not really a launch, I would say. It was more of a, okay, we're coming out with this product, but there was never really a lot of training on it. There was not a lot of info around it. And then we all then that happened and we came here. So it's been the perfect opportunity to kind of relaunch our Life Plus in Canada while the US is launching this newer version, which we will get down the road. So if you were on the Canada call last week, Jen Piper did an amazing training and breakdown of this product. So I'm not going to go through that whole thing again. I wanted to have the link to put here for you guys. So if you didn't catch it, you could catch up on it. They're still getting the recording through corporate. So as soon as that's available, we will throw it in boards too if you're in Canada and you missed that call, because it really gives the breakdown. So with this launch, we have the 2-pack of the BioCell Life Plus now on Canada. They added multiple different bundles, as we did not have bundles before on the Canadian site. So for the full month of April, we have the duo of the Life Plus, which is 5% off as a bundle. And then your customer can choose either the body firming foam or the self tanner, and they just need to use the appropriate code at the checkout. So free sun for the tanner, free firm for the body firming foam, and it will apply automatically the free gift. Okay. So that being said, I want to talk to you guys about being Canadian and, still sharing about the new Life Plus as a Canadian, because you can grow your business globally, like North America, Australia, right now. You don't have to wait until it launches in Canada to have customers on this. I would say half my business is US. I have half a US clientele. My team is kind of half US, half Canadian. So you can really branch out. So how I have been sharing about this new Life Plus in the US is really how any US ambassador would be sharing it. My reels, my posts on social media have been really geared towards the new formula. And you can, again, go into boards. In that folder, there's like post ideas, there's reach out scripts, there's all kinds of things that you can use. And then when you're coming across people that are from Canada, then you can just simply convert them into the Canadian version of Life Plus that we have. So it's a really easy transition, So I'm just seriously posting about the new formula. And then if it happens to be somebody in Canada, I'm turning that conversation over, because the cool thing is the Canadian version is triplex also. So the triplex in the US is really, as we've learned, the protect, stimulate, and build surrounding the collagen and the ligaments and all of those good things, with some other great additives that we love. Whereas the triplex in Canada is really the immune triplex. So we have the same base as, the US triplex, but we have the added immune benefits with elderberry and zinc. So it's an easy conversion. So I just want to challenge you guys, if you were in Canada and you had a mindset kind of to not really share it because we don't have it in Canada, that you really don't have to block yourself from doing that, and just go out and be happy about sharing the new collagen. And then those people are also in your pipeline down the road when it does launch, if they want to switch over to the other formula once we have it in Canada. So that was really my part that I wanted to talk to you guys about.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And always crushing it. It's, over 10,000 visionary. I think you had over 15,000 last month with the launch of all that. So great job and leading the charge. So appreciate you sharing all of that for everyone to work it. Okay,
Thanks, Wayne.
we have now some fun. We got a panel. So strategies and stories part two. So I'm gonna stop sharing so we can just see everyone's faces here. So I have Dory Cowitz, Allison Rucci, and the Dr. Phil Sleds. And I'm gonna introduce them one by one. And I think why I really wanted to do this is I don't want people to think that you just build this business one way or like one type of person has success in the business. So like really open up your mind and you're going to find different ways to like have massive success. So I'm going to start with Dory. By the way, don't arm wrestle her because you'll lose. She's got gun shows for real. She's a product of the product. But just share your background, how long you use BioCell, and what are you most excited about with this launch?
Hi, everybody. My name is Dory Kowitz. I actually live in Clearwater, Florida. So, anybody from Florida, put a wave in the chat. I actually started this product with Ozma's originally company. I heard about it almost 15 years ago in June. So, I started taking it 15 years ago at the age of 60. And I honestly think that that's allowed me to live a younger life. I'm not some anomaly. Like if you just take care of yourself and you take the liquid biocell, I think it's like a secret weapon, you guys. And nobody is too old to start on it. Like even though we start losing collagen in our late 30s, I mean, look, I started at 60. So you still get younger no matter what. And I started it because I saw the trials. I saw there was a slide deck that we saw. Like back in the day, it was like slides. We didn't even have social media. It was all in person. And the gentleman was showing us results from the clinical trials. And one of the doctors in the clinical trials, the Dr. William Judy from the University of Kentucky, put his own mother on it. And she had rheumatoid arthritis like that, like really bad. And we saw the before and after pictures of her fingers, and they straightened out like this. And I went, "Oh my God, here I'm 60. I didn't want to get arthritic." So I basically took it preventatively. And then we heard that people in this trial started looking younger, and I thought, okay, yeah, I could really use that too. So I really took it preventatively at the time. I didn't have any joint problems, but you know what? Taking it all this time, I don't now. So it really did work preventatively.
That is awesome. And I guess I'm throwing a question I didn't even say I was going to ask you because you just made me want to ask this. So from a business standpoint, you've been doing this for 15 years. So like how much business have you done like maybe in the last few months? Kind of what's your average?
15,000 in my pod.
Nice. Yeah. And
Um,
would you say a lot of it is just that BioCell loyalty?
most of it, most of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of customers for years, and I do a lot. Do you want me to get to the second question, or do you want me to wait?
Here, let's leave it as a teaser. Okay, guys, we're gonna
Okay.
come back to her. It's gonna be
Okay.
the teaser. Okay, we're gonna go to my friend Dr. Phil, who's a master of so many things. So jump in, brother.
Hey guys, hey, thanks for having me. Dr. Phil Sleds, not the Dr. Phil, but one of them, and I'm down here in Austin, Texas. And of course, with all the Canadian friends here, we consider that North Texas, just so you guys know officially up there. But yeah, I go pretty far back with this product, at least as far with Dory. Dory and we came from Jusuru. Imagine this, Life Blend was just sold in a wine bottle. Dory and I got these cases. It was 4 wine bottles a month, and that's what we drank. And there's some other people on here too. I think that came all the way back from that. I've been on it since 2010. I found it. It was very word of mouthy. I found it through a friend of a friend who did expos, and I was going through chiropractic school at the time, finishing it up. I was a Marine fighter pilot for a period of time, came out with a lot of injuries and disabilities. And this was something that was so instrumental in helping give me my life back. So it's a story. The story, we'll be talking about that later, but that's how I found it. And I think, Dory, didn't you hit the top rank in the company too, back when we were selling it at Subaru?
Enterprise, yeah.
Yeah, enterprise. So, I mean, we just had one product. That was it. And I'm so excited for this Life Plus launch. And Canadian, we're not going to leave Canada out because first and foremost, I'm going to just put this out there for you guys. You guys can say more than we can. Okay, that's your, what would be the term, Wayne? Hedgehog, or is that maybe not that, but that would be, that's gonna be your cheat.
Secret sauce.
That's your secret sauce. So you guys can treat arthritis. You guys can use the word pain freely because you have all that proof. You have all that stuff behind it, and that's what gives you more oomph. Okay, we kind of got to talk about it, at least right now, a little bit more in wellness terms. I think discussing it here, we can talk about, pain reduces pain, but when I'm posting or putting in written words, I'll use discomfort. With this Life launch, what I'll just say real quickly here is I'm going to call it the 4-point. Okay, with this 4-point method of reversing aging in the body. Okay, 4-point method. Number one, it's raising 2 things. So 1 and 2, raising collagen. Okay, it's proven to do that. And number 2, raising hyaluronic acid. Okay, this is why I'm so excited for it. And now we've added, through the triplex technology here, 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is inhibiting the breakdown of collagen and inhibiting the breakdown of hyaluronic acid. So what do we get? We get a net compound benefit towards our aging, and you get to look like Dory. That's the thing, you're gonna have that glow. So I'm excited to be here. Wayne, back to you.
All right. Well, we're going to be coming back to you in a minute. We have one more. So Allison Rucci, you're kind of newer to kind of like I was to the whole BioCell phenomenon. But I will say before you talk, they had us go off BioCell for like 3 weeks to try the new stuff. And then they never sent us the new stuff in time. You guys, I was never in so much pain down deep in my bones. I was working out, trying to do the same workouts. And I was like, is this how normal people feel? This is how the world feels. Oh my gosh, I have my hands on literal liquid gold. So I was like, don't tell corporate, but I actually just cheated and got back on it because I was like, I can't take it anymore. I got to get ready for Cabo. Can't go to the beach. I'm not jacked. So I was like, I have to get back on my sauce. So anyways, that's my little BioCell story. Allison, you've got fitness background, all of that. Give us your background with BioCell.
Yeah, so I've only been on BioCell, not only, but for 5 years, 4 years. I started it right after my second daughter. She just turned 4, so I went on it postpartum. The cellulite, the skin, all of the things, saw it on social media. And honestly, I saw it when I was pregnant with her. I watched for like 3 years probably before I even said anything to anyone because I was like, this stuff's not going to work. They're only taking tablespoons a day. And then got on it, had really good results, and just love it. Now I'm here to stay, obviously, and I'm just excited for the new product. Obviously, something new is here that no one else really has. So I'm just really excited about that part of it.
Awesome. Okay. Now we're gonna have them give you guys their strategies because all of them have been having a great start with the launch. So Dory, let's jump in, talk about how you work your business and then how you're weaving in the launch because I think it's unique, but there's so many people I think that are like you. So go ahead.
I do it old school because that's how I learned it. And like Dr. Phil said, we just had one product. I mean, literally one product. We didn't even have a travel option. In fact, when Ozma at one of our conferences walked out onto the stage with a purse, I thought, why is she carrying a purse? And then she pulls out a bag of shoes and we went, oh my God, we can travel with it now. So I'm trying to tell you, back in the day, it was just like a wine bottle. So we've come along a long, long way. So I learned it, we had Saturday trainings in person, once a month. We didn't have Zoom calls. We had conference calls, like the company would have a Monday night conference call. So everything was done belly to belly. Every Friday we would have like a luncheon, and we would show a PowerPoint. I mean, it was so old school, but in a way it really forced us to just communicate to people about it. And you talk to people face to face, you would invite people to see a PowerPoint presented at a luncheon. I mean, that's how old school it was. So I continue to do it that way. And I've joined networking groups in my area and women's groups, and just become an example of the product, and just keep showing up and talking about it and talking about it. In fact, I was going to tell Jennifer, what? Oh, I was going to tell Jennifer, they started calling me the collagen queen in this area because I talk about it so much. So my challenge has been to get more on social media, because I didn't really learn it that way. And coming to social media as don't like to use the word senior, it's been a challenge. It really has been a challenge for me. But I find the way I do it has worked, really has worked for me. So don't discount getting out in the public, meeting people, but you have to keep showing up. You can't just meet somebody once or join a club and not come back, or join a networking group. The more people get to know you, it's the same thing on social media, know, like, and trust. And that really does work, and it forces you to have conversations. And then I think it actually works better because they really get to know you face to face. So don't discount doing that, guys. I know a lot of you not kill it out of the park on social media, but also think about talking to people in your area.
That's so good. And
hey, Wayne, I wanted to tell you something. When we had to stop taking the product, I started getting sore after work. I would never, at 75, I never get sore after working out, and I can deadlift like my body weight. After I stopped taking the product, I would get so sore, like I could hardly sit on the toilet. I mean, it was just like, so taking it out of my routine showed me really what it's done. And I will tell you one more thing. I had a bone density scan done very early on in the taking the original product, and I had osteopenia. I had a scan done a year ago. This is before the Life Plus. I have no bone loss in my hips, like zero. So it will we couldn't say that before, but it will remineralize your bones.
Yeah. Well,
so it works.
It's awesome. And I hope you all are picking up. I mean, you can control your destiny so powerfully here in this business by like working out and taking care of yourself. Like just being someone that, like, when people meet you, they're like, what the heck? How are you doing that? How are you in shape? Like your skin looks good. Like you guys can that's a controllable for you. So like other businesses, we're not selling phones and cars and financial product, all these other things, but like you can be a walking billboard of health where people are like, when I tell people I'm 53, they're always like, a what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm 53. And usually I have all these guys come out and work out with me on Saturdays at my little CrossFit box that I have at our house. And I smoke them all, and I'm older than all of them. And I tell them that. I'm like, I crush every single one of you because I have this secret weapon in the fridge, and I show it to them. And eventually they get all on it. So again, I like that variable because it kind of like motivates me. So I want to challenge you all, become a product of the product. It's a variable that you can absolutely control. And I mean, you will just have business forever because there's all of us around that do. So, all right, Phil, how about you? What's your main strategy for getting the word out and acquiring customers, being around so long, the product, like you're sharing it?
Yeah, I agree. Three of us, I got sore too. And I started cheating. I could, and I will say so you guys, if you didn't come from, some of you have come from different companies, different backgrounds. We came from Modere. We know each other here. When Modere closed its doors, I can safely say we all freaked out without a doubt. We were like, I was like, where are we going to get this product? And how much do I have? That was the first thing that happened. Ran to my fridge. So getting the word out, I'm like Dory. I like doing both, a little bit of both. But I want to give you, I want to inject some confidence in you guys too. So this is because I want to touch everyone here, Canada and American folks here. So you guys, the big problem in the collagen and hyaluronic acid industry is absorption. Okay. If you guys have any of you have seen any of the past trainings I did with Jen Piper, we would talk about the big dirty secret in the health industry, which is they aren't telling you the health and beauty cosmetic industry is not telling you that in order to absorb collagen and hyaluronic acid and chondroitin and glucosamine, all these things are in there. It's got to be shrunk, and it's not a made up number. It's we shrink ours by a factor of 150 times. It's very hard to do. So when you do that, it destabilizes, it can fall apart and all that. So here, why am I telling you this? Because we have the absorption thing. We have it nailed. We have it wired. And this is how wired it is. When this is right out of Ozma's mouth, because I wrote all this stuff down. When I heard this, I was like, wow. Pepsi wanted to buy this ingredient, the liquid biocell, for $300 million, right? That's in 2010 dollars, okay? Now add inflation, okay? So Pepsi wanted to buy it for $300 million. There were one, but I think two pharmaceutical companies that put bids on it to make it into a drug. Think about if that would have happened, then it would have been out of reach, right? No one would have been able to get to it. It would have been tough. So thank God it's just maybe there's been some shifts and some ups and downs and stuff like that, but I really believe it landed here, and this is the best thing that could have happened. So we are all here, and we get to share this because it's with all that being said, it can absorb under the tongue. Okay, that is a proven statement. So you put in your mouth, yeah, the big juice particles, some of those components are going to sit there. You know, it's osmosis. It takes time, but the collagen ingredient itself with the hyaluronic acid is proven to absorb under the tongue. Now, when we're having discussions about that with strategy, we can say it's around, I think from those studies, it was like 97% or higher with the absorption rate. Powders don't give you that. Okay. So here's an advantage that we have. Canada, America, it doesn't matter which blend you have, you're going to have this huge advantage of absorption. So you take the sickest person, okay, and there's a lot of sick people out there, and there's a lot of people with absorption issues, and you take the healthiest athlete, they're all going to absorb it. You're going to get it out into the blood, because if it's not small enough, you end up pooping it out. All right. You don't want to poop away your money, but that's what a lot of people are doing. Okay. I got to cut. I'm going to keep it short here because I know we're on a time crunch here. So I just want to put that in there just to give you confidence if you've never heard these things about this ingredient. So you really step up and you start sharing it. Like Dory, I like a handshake. You got to repeat your exposure with people, right? 7 to 9 to 12 times. And that includes social media. I do a little bit of both. I'll just give you, it's kind of like your 20-second commercial. You know how they say, if you're working in direct sales or any kind of sales, have like a 20-second kind of thing to say. So I do a lot of collagen, and here's what I say about our liquid biocell. And it doesn't matter which blend you have, if it's Pure, if it's Life Plus or whatever. Okay. First of all, over 16 industry awards. And I can write this down and put this in boards or something like that if you guys want. Over 16 industry awards. Okay. No other collagen has that. So when you're having these discussions and you get to the point because you're asking questions, okay, we're in the big picture, the strategy is we're problem solvers first. So we're going to go in, we're going to solve problems. Ambassadors, potential ambassadors, we're going to help solve a monetary type of problem and a health problem, hopefully both. For customers, we're really focusing on their health and wellness. Do you own skin? Okay. Yep. Do you own hair? Most people do. Do you own joints? Okay, I hope so. Some might be replaced. You have these things, guess what? You're qualified, okay? You're qualified to be a customer. So now we turn into problem solvers and we ask questions. I just don't go out there and say, hey, you got to take this and do that. And tell me about find their pain point. So find their pain point. And you can do that by jumping in the chats. You just got to get in there and jump in the chats. And before you unload your exciting big thing, which is what all of us do too early sometimes, you just got to have that rapport going back and forth, okay? And get to the questions. So when I do say, oh, I'm already taking collagen, right? So today we live in a time where collagen's ubiquitous. Everyone's taking it. And so it's like, well, how do you make this stand out? How do you make it stand out a little bit more? So that's where I cut myself off. So over 16 industry awards, okay, that's part of it. And it's been featured on NBC, Good Morning America, Fox News, TV talk show, Meet the Doctors, and it's proven to inhibit the enzyme that ages us for our skin and joints. That's one thing I throw in there. Do your collagen gummies do that? Maybe not. Okay. And so I ask questions. I ask it back. But that's the thing. Over 16 industry awards, featured on NBC, Good Morning America, Fox News, TV talk show, Meet the Doctors, and proven to inhibit the enzyme that ages us. That touches everyone here. Doesn't matter what country you're in. It can be in Malaysia taking it. So that's the big thing. And there was one other thing I was just going to add before I turn it over, but I forgot. He'll come back to me. So over to you, Wayne.
All right. Drop it in the chat. Drop that stuff in the chat. That will be awesome. Okay. Allison, be our anchor person to close it out with strategy. We know you told me cool things you're doing to get it out there. So share what's working for you right now.
Okay, so I am more of a social media person, obviously. I am starting to do more in person and it does work very well. So what I'm doing personally is doing a testing, like a tester group for my customers and my prospects. So basically, I like to have my own data, right? Everyone should have their own data. Like if you're going to share this product, you should have ordered it and you should have it in your hands. That's people are going to like know and trust that when you have it. So I personally am doing a tester group. So I just sent out messages to people that I know, like, and love and asked them to be part of my tester group. I sent a very basic message on Project Broadcast, general message that sounds like me, didn't use AI, just very basic. We have a new product. I'm really excited. Um, and I'm looking for 15 people to test it with me. I narrowed it down to 15 people to try to get that urgency that they need to order it now. So I just said, do you want more information? When they said yes, I sent them the boards landing page, which is in boards, just with all the information about the new collagen and told them to order 2 bottles. And once they order, I'm just messaging them. Like some of my customers already got it on Saturday and I just got mine today. So they were all excited texting me about it. But just creating that urgency of the test group, but also having them take before pictures, having them remember how they feel and all of that stuff. So I have my own people to share for more results that come from me, right? Like my friends that I can tag, they can post. You never know, they might turn into an ambassador then. Like simple things like that. I do have I post on social media, so I do have like a graphic on Canva that I can post in the chat that if anyone wants to do it, they can. Maybe if I can get it's a copy and paste. And then I was talking to, yes, Sam said I'm using the try compare feedback method. And Sam actually has in boards scripts for the try compare feedback also, if you were wondering. But there's my Canva link. It's just a story, and I'm just putting in the customers' names as they order. So it's showing like how many people have ordered and how many spots I have left. And then the second thing I want to start doing, I just haven't implemented it yet because I'm just trying to run with this right now. Jody, one of her girls on her team, April, came up with a collagen club. And I asked her if I could share it because I thought it was really genius. So I'm not just like sharing it without her knowing. But she's doing the collagen club. So she's going to have customers come on and you can decide if it's new or old customers, whatever. But if they buy 2 bottles of BioCell for 3 months in a row and give you feedback, the 4th month you would gift them a free bottle of Life Plus. So I thought that was a really good idea just to get customers because, some customers will go on it 2 bottles and then go down to 1 bottle or, do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So I think the Collagen Club is really a good idea. And when you're a director and above, you can gift in your back office. So it would just ship with their next order and it would charge your credit card. So you need to get to director. So you have those added benefits. But yes, that's all we're doing. Super simple. Guys, just keep it simple. But if you haven't ordered it, you need to go order it. You need to have it in your hands and you need to be on it to talk about it.
That is awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks everyone. I know we could keep rolling because I know there's so many people doing such great ideas and hopefully that added value for you to hear from everyone, just, little insights and these nuggets that are, I think, gonna level you all up. So let's keep moving through here. I'm gonna get to recognition and just a couple other things, kind of put a bow on the training here. We know this daily activity tracker is in boards, right? Hint, hint, if you got the boards memo, you need boards, right? it's not magic what everyone's doing, it's consistency. I think if you talk to everyone who's having success, it's always about consistency and doing the right income producing activities day after day, right? Even when you don't want to, it's that commitment mindset, commitment to, the dream, what you want to accomplish here. So again, keep it simple. Grab this daily activity tracker. If you're stuck, you should never feel stuck in this business because there's people that are running hard and winning right now. Like, find them, ask some questions, follow some of the people you see doing stuff. Like everyone is so giving and, free to share here. So reach out if you feel stuck or confused or lost anywhere. And then the other thing, if you didn't watch on Monday mornings, Shaklee always has a training, a check-in in the morning. And there was a great training this morning, which is ironic because I wanted to share this tonight before they do the recognition. But, here's a gauge mentally for when we're helping people is you always want to have at least 3 sources of prospects. So if you're just only doing social media or you're just only working your warm market, right? That's just never enough. And I think for us, it's like you want to have multiple sources that you're drawing from, and then you're always working from a prospect list that you're keeping track of. If you don't have a list, you don't have a business of at least 50 people that you're in conversation with, either about products, business. You're circling back because it's rare that I talk to someone and they're immediately like, oh, I want that immediate. It's just, there's always a follow-up and there's always multiple conversations. So just check yourself and really ask, okay, do I have at least 3 sources of people that are coming into my pipeline? Like, you want to create this pipeline of prospects that are coming in that you're following up with and doing things with. So social media, obviously we crush that. There's so many tools, trainings to be able to, keep track of this here in social media. Networking groups, Dory mentioned that, events, booths, trade shows, your warm market, gym, club, sports, church, faith gathering, volunteer somewhere where you could be passionate about it. Guess what? You'll meet people that are like you, and they're usually givers. And then of course, cold direct reach outs. If you're someone that has experience in that and you're, I used to just walk into gyms, back in our old company. I was like, well, this is fitness people. This is where they are and they need to make money. And I know that I have a product that can help them. So I'm just going to go knocking, and I know I have something that I can add to give to them. And it teaches you booths and cold direct reach outs. That makes you tough. like you really